So the Free State has once again claimed the top spot in the national matric pass rate rankings, achieving an outstanding 91% pass rate for the class of 2024. This marks the province's sixth consecutive year leading the nation, improving from 89% in 2023. To get a sense of the mood and the factors behind this consistent success, we now speak to the head of Department of Education in the Free State, Advocate Tsoarelo Malakoane. Advocate, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us. I know that this is maybe like 2 days since the announcement was made, but can you take us back to that moment when the Free State Department heard and was informed once again that Free State, the class of 2024, is right at the top, and this time around also improving on the class of 2023's mark by increasing it to 91%?
Good morning to you, Aldrin, and the viewers at home. It was really a sense of jubilation. We understood that the stars had aligned and they came to that point. We put ourselves in a position where we don't wait for results, we expect results. We put a series really of deliberate actions that should conspire to give us a particular outcome. And indeed, this time around, as we normally did, we actually covered ourselves in glory. We are over the moon. You could have seen our premier, you could have seen our MEC, the entire education sector and the education community in the Free State. Here, it is a societal matter, and it was all hands on deck, all stakeholders who worked with us. From day one, they were all jubilant, and I think that it was a majestic teamwork as it is. We put a number of systems in place to ensure that we get this outcome. We master this craft because we are committed to the cause. We've got a team of teachers, a team of principals, a team of subject advisors, circuit managers, district directors, district management teams, school management teams, union formations, parent community, our QLTCs, and as well as our SGBs and head office, having to work in tandem to produce this outcome.
Yeah, it's quite incredible what the Free State has been able to achieve. And I'd like you to speak to us about maybe the foundation as well that has been created. I was sharing with our listeners yesterday that following the passing on of the former MEC Tate, my fear was would the province be able to regain and maintain that #1 spot, considering 8 years of being #1, 6 of those being consecutive years at the top spot. But certainly the province has been able to do that. What can you tell us about the previous foundation that has been laid by the previous MEC?
A great foundation, I must say. There were a cocktail of support systems that we put in place under his tutelage and ensuring that systems produce results and not human beings. Human beings, they don't enjoy perpetual successions, but systems do. So we are good at systems management and ensuring that all strategies are executed in a particular fashion. We have developed sufficient common purpose, which was his strong point, to ensure that we are all facing the same direction and even speak the same language. So we hold everyone to account and we are stickler to detail, and our professional outlook to performance really has put us in good stead. The carry-through effect of that is that it has been very simple for us then to simply elevate all those teachings and just ensure that we actually now keep on, bolstering our systems, and because no system is stagnant, it must be, evolutionary, because teaching is a dynamic profession, and the systems need to be updated from time to time. We're good at that. We're good at planning, ensuring that everyone assumes a strategic function at a very agenda setting, so we don't leave anyone behind. When we move with a particular outlook, it is all systems, all hands on deck, and everybody understands their role, and we actually manage that throughout the year.
Yeah. Speak to us about the best performing districts in the province, and with that, the best performing districts in the province, what are some of the concerns when it comes to schools that have not performed as good as other schools that have performed, that were able to get the province that 91% pass mark?
We have Fezile performing now as the best province, and they are followed closely by Motheo and Harib, and then it is Thabo Mofutsanyane, and it is then Lejwe. I think you should be worried about Lejwe being at the bottom of the pecking order in the Free State, being a welcome ghetto sleeper yourself. We have identified challenges that are that have affected Lejwe. But I must also mention that Lejwe themselves, they've improved. They improved from 85.4%. Now they are at 87%. So the trajectory looks positive. I must also mention that none of our districts are performing below 85. In fact, the rest of the other 4 districts, they are in the 90s. So the trajectory looks good. We just need to go and cross the T's and try to do a proper diagnosis of what could have gone wrong with some of the schools in the Lejwe, and trust me, they will be hovering in the 90s at the end of 2025.
Yeah, but what's your preliminary investigation telling you about those challenges that Lejwe has had, considering once again, as you say, that there has been an improvement nonetheless?
Lejwe has got a cocktail of home languages. They would have even Xitsonga, as you would know, because of the mining sector and probably those factors. Because once your home language is not good, everything else is in trouble. So we need to plug those gaps and ensure that even in gateway subjects, they improve. Because they were affected by 1 or 2 gateway subjects. We are going to focus on that and ensure that we give them integrated support.
Yeah. Today also being back to school, the state of readiness for the province in the back to school. What can you tell us about that? And are there any challenges that the province is facing in relation to scholar transport?
It is all systems go. As far as you are concerned, we don't have a problem with scholar transport. Everything is on schedule. And I think when we are engaged today, members of the Executive Council, as well as our mayors, have been deployed all over. We have what we call the 10-day SNAP survey. For the next 10 days, we'll be focusing on school readiness, ensuring that there are no stockouts on LTSM, that is learner and teacher support material, your textbooks and your stationery, looking at the state of classrooms, also looking at the state of school furniture. And that report will come and inform how we will mobilize our resources, including even provision of temporary classrooms. Because when you are performing in a manner that we do, it's unavoidable that you see influx of learners from all walks of the country. We've got learners here from Gauteng, we've got learners from KZN, we've got learners from the Eastern Cape, we've got learners from the Northern Cape, learners from the Northwest. So we with our success, we have seen a lot of influx, which actually puts pressure on our resources, especially also in Motheo, where we find that it is the seat of our administration.
Yeah, but there was a challenge last year, though, that was highlighted in terms of the number of teachers. And there was a point that was stressed as well, that needs to be cost containment measures that need to be put in place. Would the province say that it has enough teachers now?
We have teachers in line with the post-provisioning norms that have been approved. And like I'm saying, the 10-day SNAP survey may come with a clear message that says there's more influx and there is migration in a particular direction, and we may then, after what we have seen in the 10 days, then start deploying teachers to ensure that we deploy teachers where they are needed. But yes, at this stage, I would say no, we don't have such a challenge. But we are awaiting the results of the 10-day SNAP survey, and we'll act accordingly to ensure that we provide resources that are needed to deliver pedagogy in this province. And
you won't be cutting any jobs?
No, we don't cut jobs at all. We'll still be keeping our teachers, despite the fact that we're the worst affected province. On the contrary, we believe that the challenges that most provinces are only experiencing now, we started experiencing them even before 2017. So we have been living under austerity measures throughout But despite that, like roses that will germinate through concrete, we are putting our best feet forward and protecting teaching and learning.
Thank you so much for your time, Advocate Tsoarelo Malakoane, who is the Free State Education Department head of a department there. On the matric pass rate of 91%, the class of 2024 that